let me talk about another subject that
Sure.
I'd like to talk about. About almost 3 years ago, I embarked on a journey to write a book.
Hmm.
To write a book really about my forebears who had come here and what was it like to grow up in America. Uh, my folks, I traced it back to about 1650, and my folks who first came here on the Dominguez side from Spain, first
Hmm.
came here when it was New Spain, part of Spain, then became part of Mexico, and then part of Texas, and then part of the United States. And I talk about their journey. And on my mother's side, who came from Mexico, just outside
Hmm.
the outskirts of Monterrey, Mexico, and came here in about the 1910s. And what was it like to grow up? And I talked to my mom, some of my relatives, and so I wrote the book along with a retired professor from of history, Professor Lane.
Hmm.
He just did a great job. Really, I must say, he was just so phenomenal. If it
Hmm.
wasn't for him, I just have to say the ability to write that book. He was just such a great guy.
It's a heck of a talent,
And
heck of a skill, yeah.
and so we submitted the manuscript to IU Press,
Hmm.
and IU Press only picks up so many manuscripts. They get tons of
Right.
manuscripts, and so they read ours and they agreed to publish it,
Hmm.
and to be published by IU Press. IU Press is the largest public university publishing company in the country.
Hmm.
And so this June, they're going to
Well,
release my
I'd
book.
ask you, when does it hit the bookshelves? But there aren't any
June.
bookshelves anymore. So when
Yeah,
can people order it online?
right. They can
Yeah.
order.
So,
Actually, they can order it online now. If you go to, you can just Google Indiana University Press,
yeah.
and then you'll go to the face page, and on the face page you'll see the search bar,
But yeah, you
and
can just go
the
to
name of the book is Valor,
Valor.
Valor, and that's Valor in terms of those who came before me,
Hmm.
and also to let those who come after that this is your heritage, your roots, but also it's a piece of Americana.
Hmm.
We're all ethnics. We're
Yeah,
all
yeah.
came here from a
Right.
different part of the country. We're all immigrants,
Right.
other than the Native Americans who were here before us. And on my mother's side, they were very much Native Americans. Um, but it talks about growing up in the country, growing up in
But
Gary during the 60s and 70s.
yeah,
What was that like?
sure, sure.
And also Hispanic perspective. And I talk about politics in Lake County. We like our politics
Well,
here in Lake
if
County.
nothing else, that's got to be, I mean, you've been involved in Lake County politics for quite a while, and it's got to
Yeah.
be an interesting perspective to hear about some of that. But anybody who wants to read the book, I mean, the title's Valor. It comes out on bookshelves, if you can find a bookshelf anymore, June 20th of this year. But to order a copy right now, you can go to iupress.indiana.edu and just do a search on that site, and you can get some information about the
Correct.
book. And I even hear that former Senator Evan Bayh wrote the foreword to it. Is that correct?
I've been very honored. Senator Bai wrote the foreword on the book, and yeah, I was just so fortunate. One, that
Hmm.
Professor Lane agreed and to assist me with it, and that IU Press is going to publish it, and that Evan Bai. I'm so honored that Evan Bai would do the foreword on it, and so
Okay.
uh,
Well, we got time really for just probably one more phone call because
okay.
we only got about 3 minutes here. But we're going to jump into Dave. You've been holding for a while in line 3. Go right ahead.
Because I have just a quick comment and then a question.
Sure.
Unfortunately, I mean, you being sheriff for a couple of terms, and like it or not, what other, what some of your officers did is going to directly, obviously that's going to reflect on you in regards to your electability. Like it or not, it is what it is. You're not naive. You've been playing this game for a long time, so the negative things that have happened in the sheriff's department, it's gonna hurt you electability wise in the long run. But my question is, you've called the shots. You've been the top dog for up to now. If you are elected, you're going to have to bring your ball and you're going to have to play nice with other people, and you're going to be reduced to basically a vote. And can you tell me how you're going to play ball nice with everyone else?
It's an interesting question because you find that people in executive positions moving more to a legislative role, even though this is still an executive role. There's 3
Exactly.
executives. It does create an interesting dynamic. What do you
Yeah,
think about that?
there's
Dave, we're going to
one.
let you go and let Roy respond. Thanks.
And thank you for your question. And um, in terms of of what the officer's done. They have the lawyers and know the lawyers have spoken on their behalf, and they will handle what issues they may have. And boy, would I like to think that, was I disappointed? Of course I was. Was I shocked about it? Of course I was. It was something that they had their own private business. They had their own federal licenses, and they did that. And boy, I couldn't begin to govern other people's lives after work and what they might do to usurp someone's trust. I mean, how many of us have had trust in people that was violated, and was that disappointing? Of course it was. But if you look at everything else,
Yeah.
all the positive things that we had done, the drug investigation, the cold cases. I tell you, we took cases that nobody would solve, nobody would even open. And for these families, we solved those cases that their loved ones, that their killers were brought to justice, that they could take solace in that.